Today I'm going to show you 2 ways to optimize your chest and shoulder position when you squat. We're going to learn about shoulder mechanics, we're going to learn about thoracic mechanics, we're going to connect it to the squat. I'm going to show you the best way to do it and 2 techniques to help you get there. We're going to learn a lot on the way. Welcome to Squat Every Day. This is day 5. Before we get going, go ahead and hit that like button. Maybe subscribe. If you have a nice thing to say, there's comments below. We teach people about movement. We dive in to specific movement. We try to show weird movement, break down movements and why they're special, why they're not special. We try to differentiate movement, just kind of teach people a little bit more about movement in all its various forms. So welcome to the Anatomy of Therapy today. We're going over range of strength. I forget his name. Great account to follow. Great coach. He's got some programs. Go ahead and check him out. I'll put a link to him below. Range of strength, lat pullover, and then we're going to do a tricep pullover, but they're a little bit different in each way. I think the contrast will make them special, and it'll kind of connect the whole idea. So stick around to the end. Hit that like button. I kind of said that, but anyways, let's get back into it. You got to the YouTube algorithm. You know, we got to fight it together. Anyways, the first one is like a lat pull over here. So what the setup is, hands on the bar, feet on the ground, and then we're gonna have, this is the important part. You see his head is hanging off. We have the spine of the scapula. There's a little bone that goes back there in the back of your shoulder. And it develops where you kind of push back on it when you're a little baby. And it is also a good place to use as a leverage point as your shoulders go up and around this. So anyways, spine of the scapula, it's kind of important. The next things to think about are trying to keep your hips down. It's going to be hard when you have this much weight, and trying to keep your chest up. So this is what we're talking about with squat, chest up. This exercise is going to use this weight to literally pull your chest up. We're going to strengthen the chest up cue as we do this exercise. So it's not a stretch, it's not holding a position, it's not taking the big breath, although we're going to talk about breath with this in a second. But this weight is literally pulling your chest up. Stop stretching out your pecs. Some people need to stretch your pecs. This is how you open up a chest, okay? You can stretch out your pecs, it just takes a long time. This is one of the better ways to do it. This is not specific to the pecs, but this is specific to thoracic extension, which could inhibit the pecs. You get the idea. Your chest won't go up until your arms go up. Use your arms to pull that chest open. Anyways, the setup. Did I miss the whole setup? Extension. I was talking about the amount of weight. This amount of weight is going to pull you back, and he's going to have to lift his hips up because he needs to balance it out. Probably don't start as heavy as this, right? Maybe dial it down a little bit. And if you can keep the weight low, try to keep your hips low, because that will maximize your thoracic extension and maximize you being able to open up the front of your chest, right? Now, in this position, you'll notice the abs. Pay attention, remember the abs for the second one, because this is not how you want to squat. Obviously, this is an overextended position. There's no torque going through his abs in this position. It's all going through these shoulders, which is what we want. We're directing it towards the shoulders, but we need to combine the shoulders and the abs, the torso, the shoulders, the entire core together to lock in as we squat, and just good biomechanics to know. This second exercise kind of does that, okay? So you'll notice the arms up overhead. He's holding it a little bit different. He's holding it in rotation. That's making it tougher to do. He's going to be working a lot on that grip, obviously. And then you'll notice it looks like a little tricep kind of pull, skull crushers almost, if you will, but it's standing. They call them the French press if you do it with one. Right, it's not really a French press because it's Olympic bell. But yeah, so you see what's going on here. This is not unlike the other one, except our torso is staying still. So it's just keeping the arms up, which of course is we've already kind of warmed up from this first one, because this is going to be the easy one. Now we got to translate it to something useful. So you're going to feel a lot in these triceps, obviously. As the weight moves, I would imagine you feel a lot in the shoulder and a lot in kind of that lat, maybe the subscap. But the thing I was talking about with the squat here is this. Let's see if we can't find it. I think in the very beginning, Okay, so in this position, you see how these ribs are kind of sticking up, right? His hips aren't quite as far forward as they are in this first one, but you can still see these ribs are going up there and they're kind of sticking up there as well. Fine. What happens though when he brings the weight back? You notice these ribs kind of disappear. What he's doing is engaging his abs. Now, he's still in a good upright position. We've just captured this chest being upright. And now as that weight goes back, he is forced to, you see the ribs up again, he's forced to, boom, engage. And now he's got this canister, this torso that is primed to move around with the arms or the legs in a second when you squat. So we want to get the chest up with the arms pulling the chest up. And then with this second exercise, we bring in the core. So as he lets that drop down, you see in order to keep himself upright, he has to almost shift his torso back, right? Because we saw the ribs kind of poking up. So this isn't flexion. It's almost just a posterior weight shift almost, just kind of to engage the abs. There's a big confusion where people want you to engage the abs and people think you have to kind of do a curl to do it. You can either do a curl or you can literally just kind of almost shift back. You're basically just trying to shift the entire rib cage posteriorly rather than letting it tilt back. So we're getting it to tilt back and then we're shoving it back as well. This is going to complete the torso so that we do not lose any pressure when we are pressing the weight on our shoulders and we are trying to squat after that. Thank y'all very much for listening. We've got a podcast below, our links to it. We've got a Patreon coming soon. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with a friend. Y'all have a great day. Peace.